All right, Coach, we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New Orleans Saints and the Indianapolis Colts. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Jamal Sheard on the stop.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
On second down, Kamara. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Bree's going to try and throw on 3rd down. And he locates Walker, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And a big 32-yard play on 3rd. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Got it. Nice, 2.
They go play action here on 1st down. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Danico Autry continuing to fight downfield. The big tackle gets him for a loss of 11. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. Taken down right around the 41-yard line. The keeper gets him 7 that time, but it'll lead to a 3rd down. And on 3rd down, the Colts have added an extra defensive back.
Flooding the passing lanes.
Working from the gun, it's Breeze. Well, he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a 1st down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on 3rd down to bring up 4th. Look, and the Colts come up now 1st and 10 at their own 11. They'll start on the ground with Hines. And he'll be taken down at the 18. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tucker roll that they can fall back on anymore.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Luck. It's complete here to T.Y. Hilton. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. That one for Indianapolis, resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll fake the handoff. Now Love. And he slings one that's incomplete. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Throwing on 3rd down. Love. Over the middle. It's caught by Rodgers. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. His first catch of the game. Good for 11 and a 1st down.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that.
Like that?
Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on their heels a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, to have that dagger play, to have that play and just finish them off right now, because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Right, didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
To throw on 2nd down is Love. Man open right side. It's Rodgers. The passing game for the Colts finding its stride. Another 1st down.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in the paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? Back with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Colts. And they'll run it here. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Now a toss play. It's Hines. He will push his way down to about the 14. Sua Craven's up to make the stop.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
So if I'm an offensive coordinator, there's one thing that I know for sure. This is one of the top 5 teams in the NFL against the run. So when I look at my playlist, I'm probably thinking about throwing it.
Well, this drive, they're a perfect 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions, but they need a full 10 yards here. A shotgun snap for Love. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Well, they went with the nickel. They throw in an extra defensive back. coverage was very good.
Yeah, it was exactly as you would expect. A passing down, you bring in the nickel package. Just as you described, the coverage was excellent and allowed one of their linemen to end up getting to the quarterback.
Well, that will go down as a 15-play drive, and it results in 3 points. So some disappointment?
It's funny, we had our conference before the game with the offensive coordinator, and what did he tell us? I just want every drive to end in a kick, right? An extra point, a punt, or a field goal. Well, in this case, I think it is a little bit of a disappointment because it did end in a kick, but that type of a drive should end in the end zone.
Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders. That
guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Breeze to throw on second down. And Walker has it. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about it. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He can make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Again, it's Breeze. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. Breeze going to come up here, 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive.
Easy.
Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Not much happening there on 1st down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Now a pitch out to Kamara. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Partner, you mind if I take off this headset and put on a coaching headset?
You want to get this running game going?
I want to get this running game going. I'm going down there and saying, gentlemen, we have got to run the football. We've got to get it going right now.
Yeah, to this point in the 2nd quarter, it has been a struggle.
Hey, got it. 14. 28.
Now Breeze on 3rd down. Looking deep downfield. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle 3rd of the field where he threw that one. And Lutz's kick is good. And, Charles, when you start talking about NFL kickers that have hit from 62 or further, it's a pretty short list, isn't it?
That it is, but how about the trust by a head coach to even let your kicker try from that range? That's really showing a lot of faith that he can get the job done.
Yeah, faith and guts. Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gas.
Yeah,
right?
A little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting upfield, only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
2 minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. We'll come back to Indianapolis right after this. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
Four down. Check.
Off of play action. Luck. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Go ahead. One day, 53.
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
You got 12. One day, 53.
Now they'll run it on the toss. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Tempo. That is right. Check out. Blue 40.
Out of the gun, Luck. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Taking it about the 16. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this 1st half. The Saints on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. To throw, it's Breeze. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. Kamara's got the 1st down and then some. It'll be a gain of 16 and give him a 1st down as well.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a 1st down.
Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Escaping the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep left sideline. This is caught inside the 15. And he will finally be taken out of bounds. A big play there just before halftime. 41 yards. And into the red zone now. And Charles, they told us, offense in the red zone was a focus this week in practice.
A huge priority, and the key was to get points. So you know that all the time during the week they talked about executing, taking care of the football, no big mistakes. Make sure they put points on the board and come out of it with that. Now, that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, on maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on 1st down. They're ahead of the chains now.
Well, again, they'll throw with Breeze. Dancing to his left. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
It's been my observation. There's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things.
21, 21. 12, 12. 20 seconds.
Breeze to throw again. And almost intercepted. Would have been a huge pick in the end zone, but as it stands, that brings up fourth.
These guys had to settle for a field goal their last time moving the ball down the field. They may have to do it again on this drive. That could be frustrating.
Yeah, I don't want to be cliche, but at least they were able to get three last time. Three here, not the worst thing in the world. Now, the drive ends in just three, but they'll take it. Looks like they'll head to the locker room, barring something unfortunate, in front on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they may not be jumping up and down and celebrating because they have the lead, but still, any little momentum in a game like this is important to a team, and they'll feel real good about going in and regrouping, knowing that they are out in front.
The clock showing just 16 seconds till the half as they line up 1st and 10. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
11
On first down, Love. Caught left side by Hilton. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Give the Colts 13 yards and a first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got this down to the 35. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. And no, it doesn't get there. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. So if you like field goals, this is your game. 6-3, 3 field goals at the break. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. And he's going to take this all the way down inside the 40.
That strong return has set them up nicely for this drive, and we all know the next score is going to have a major impact on this game.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now we're carrying from Mack. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run.
53.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10.
The more football I watch, the more I want to check and see if teams are going to panic when they're down on the scoreboard. And this team has shown no signs of doing that. A lot of the time, they come out after the half. Things haven't worked so well in the first go-around. They want to throw the football like crazy. But the way to open up throwing the ball is to run it. And they've run it well here to start the second half. And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that any time you hand the ball to a back.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Nyheim Hines, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Colts are in for 6. And he's got it as the lead is now 10-6. Vinatieri out there to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They run it again with Kamara. Across the 30 to the 31-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. Fielded at the 20. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And the Colts are set up well as they take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Look, and the Colts come up now 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. They'll fake it. Now Love. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll get it down here to the 43. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. And they'll go on the ground. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run with Mack. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Finding room to the 20. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Nyheim Hines, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Colts are able to grow their lead. Well, this offense only mustered 3 points in the first half on that field goal. They picked up the pace now. 2 third-quarter touchdowns.
Hey, you remember that appearance we had last week in front of that crowd, and they asked about halftime adjustments and all that was going on. And remember what I said. It's not always an adjustment at halftime. Sometimes just remembering the game plan, and playing better, tuning it up and just working through it methodically. They got it done in this case.
Of course, I'll always remember that appearance because I had on a brown belt with black shoes, and you pointed that out in front of the crowd. So thanks for that.
I said that out loud?
You did.
My bad.
So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Running with Kamara, and he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards, and it'll be second and very short.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
On second down, here's Breeze. Over the middle, it's Thomas. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Now Breeze throwing on second down. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. They'll give him 8 on the play, and just like that, it's third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Breeze looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Eluding the pressure right. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
Hey, it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept the pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week, he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
On second down, here's Locke. Looking deep for Hilton. And he's got his man. It's Hilton for the Colts touchdown. T.Y. Hilton, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And thanks to the interception, the Colts offense cashes in with 6. They're on to the second half now down in Miami. The Patriots have moved in front of the Dolphins now. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Back now in Indianapolis. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. A first throw here for the backup Taylor. Looking long for Thomas. And this will be caught at the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. They give him a gain of 37. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Into the red zone, it's Breeze. Oh, nearly a disaster there on the check down. But they'll get it back. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Breeze again here on 2nd and 10. Throw left side, taken in by Meredith. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a good gain of 11, sets them up 1st and goal.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. Breeze now to throw. Flush to his right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Jabal Sheard in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. From the gun, it's Breeze. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. In for the score. And the Saints get a bit closer.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. This game was really a tussle, seemed like just a moment ago, and now they've got the momentum. A couple of scores on their last pair of drives and a 2-score lead. I think here now you go conservative, right? Run the football, work the clock.
You know, I usually agree with you, but I'm going after him right here. I'm going to put this bad boy away. I wouldn't be afraid to throw it. They've got all the confidence, all the momentum on their side. Go ahead and take your dagger shots and try and finish this one off.
I disagree vehemently. I say run the football. You've got the lead.
Well, let's watch it and find out who's right.
And they'll run it here. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Colts on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
And, partner, when you run the ball on 3rd and 2, you're telling the whole world you've got nothing but confidence in your offensive line and your runner, and you expect to get it. But they were stuffed on that play, only got 1 yard. Great job by the defensive front, the linebackers, everyone got involved to force a 4th down.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the Saints will have a short field in front of them. They take over here, 1st and 10. So Breeze going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their own 46. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. Thomas has got it, complete. Finding room inside the 40. And all the way down to the 33-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
They'll wind up with 3 yards out of that, and it's 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. Give him 30 yards there. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Saints are back within a score.
Get set. Go down. 5-5. 27.
They're going to try and run. And he will get into the end zone as a 2-point conversion is successful. And the lead is down to a field goal here in the 4th. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand-new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that.
And it's a fumble. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
But that takeaway, partner, right there, that's a combination of coaching, execution, and absolute belief. Because a lot of guys will look at the scoreboard and go, this thing's pretty well done. But they still thought to themselves, if we can make a play, we give our teammates a chance to win it. And that's exactly what they did.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
We got three, fellas. We got 3. Watch it. Let it roll. Check.
A run by Mack to start the drive. And not much of an opening there as he's only going to get this to about the 32. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
Hey. Got 3 down. Hey, easy.
Luck. Forced out to his left. And he fires one, but incomplete.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
This first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. This is taken at the 18. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
He'll look to throw. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. They'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted. I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I've thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield and nearly intercepted there. That would have been ball game if he had clinched it and caught it. Instead, it gives him one more chance here on fourth down. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball. It's just their first. They've got two more to use here in the final stages. And how about this? Fourth and long, and they're going to go for it. Now the Saints will use their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. So Breeze is going to stay out there, and they're going to go for this on fourth down.
Ready? You waiting?
Now Breeze got to have this one. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. The Colts in victory formation now as they take the knee. So locked down to a knee, and that ought to be the final act of this ball game. Well, Charles, we saw a comeback bid fall just a little short, but give them credit. They were able to hold on, withstand that comeback, and ultimately win it by the slim margin.
And bottom line, when it's all said and done, they don't ask you how much you won by. They just want to know, did you win? And that they did.
So for Indianapolis, their playoff chances take an uptick as they move to 7-4. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Houston Texans next week. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, it's a loss that sets them back in their playoff push as they fall to 6-5. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against San Francisco. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.